I'm Elaine Harding. Welcome to my blog stampwithelaine.com. Today we're going to be making a fun fold card, and for this we need a scoring board, the Simply Score tool. We also need the diagonal plate, but let's score the cardstock first. This is crumb cake, and that measures 9 5/8 inches by 4 inches, and in centimetres that's 24.5 by 10.2. First you need to find your centre with the short side on top. Mark the 2 inches mark, and then probably need to run the stylus down so that you find the 2-inch mark further down the score line, where you can butt up your ruler, and then make a mark in the middle of your first score line here. Okay. The next thing you do, you want your diagonal plate to go from to run from left to right, slanting upwards, so it will be pointing northeast. So then put your cardstock with the long side on top, and where you've made that mark in the middle of your cardstock, you run your stylus up, and then from the center down where you find the groove. Okay, and then similarly you flip it over and you do the other side. So from the center you run your stylus up to the edge, and from the center again down to the edge here, and that will give you a much more accurate fold. So then reinforce it or burnish it, whatever the term is, and then you've got a nice sharp crease there. Bring back our Simply Scoring tool again and mark the center at 2 inches. This cardstock measures 4 inches by 5 3/4 inches, and that would be 10.2 centimetres by 14.6 centimetres. Now we need to bring our diagonal plate back in, and this time we want the diagonal scoring lines northwest down to southeast, if that makes sense. And we need to score at 3 3/4 inches. On both sides. Just flip it over and do it on the other side. We need our trimmer, and fortunately I've already cut this off. I thought the camcorder was recording, but it wasn't. But you get the idea. Whether you marked it at 2 inches, you want to cut off where you've scored, which gives you this shape, and it needs to be, you know, a tad smaller. This is the exact same size as the card, and if you want it a little bit smaller, all you do is just cut a fraction off. And what I do, I use this groove here, on the track. It's probably about 1/8 of an inch. So I just butt my cardstock up 1/8 of an inch on that line, and just cut all the way round. And it's just much easier than trying to do the math. Obviously 4 divided by 2 is 2 inches. It's much easier than dividing it by fractions. So that's the complicated cutting all out of the way. And then the next thing you need is a piece of Whisper White that measures 2.5-inch square, and this is Calypso Coral, and that's 2 5/8-inch square. Now for the exciting part, a bit of stamping. So the set I'm using is called Little Sunshine, and it's not just for babies, you can use it for any occasion really. The other items I'll need are Calypso Coral and Hello Honey ink pads and the Sweetheart Punch. So first I'm going to stamp the little sunshine, the cloud and the sunshine. You can tell I'm winging it, can't you, because I've changed my mind. I will still use Hello Honey, but this time I'll introduce the In Colour Lost Lagoon, because you can't have a yellow cloud. So I'll ink up the cloud first with Lost Lagoon, and then Hello Honey with my sunshine, with the sun. And of course you need to huff on it. This stamp, I only want the hello, I don't want the baby, because I wanted it to be more generic. So if you've got little post-it notes, what you could do is just mask it like so. I'll use Calypso Coral this time. Stamp on the Calypso Coral. And don't forget to take this off, otherwise you'll spoil your card. And ask me how I know, I've done it lots of times before. So let's go for it. Little Sunshine stamp in the Hello Honey. Now I'm ready to put that onto my Calypso Coral mat. And then set that aside to dry while we tackle stamping on that. Now we're going to take this image and I'm going to stamp it on the bottom, and I'm just going to do it by eye. I should use a Stamp-O-Magic really. Congratulations, but I don't want the other words, so I'm going to use that same trick again and mask that bit off, ink it up, remembering to remove that and bin it, and I'm just going to pop it here on a piece of scrap. We're going to stamp this heart in Calypso Coral. And punch it out with the Sweetheart Punch. Now we've got all our elements, we're ready to glue it onto our card. So out with my trusty Tombow. Leaving a nice border, 1/8 of an inch border all round. Right, this is my third attempt to get this right, and I've decided a slight adjustment to how I make this. So I'm just going to cut it by eye. And I'll glue that down before I cut it, so I'll make sure that it's even all the way round. Please be right. Okay, that's better. Actually, I think I'll do it with the scissors. So we're almost there with just that tiny little hiccup, and my heart's here, so I'll use that to help keep it closed, and for that I'll need some dimensionals. So only at half of the heart. That will keep it shut. So there you have it, a standy-uppy one and a landscape one. I'm getting really technical here. So I hope you've enjoyed today's tutorial. This is what I taught in my class earlier in May. This little punch is actually going to be retired, sadly, but hey, we've got lots of new ones coming out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.